Good morning, good morning. Marie.
Yes.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
Leo ni one on one.
Yes, leo ni one on one.
How about that?
Ni mimi na wewe tu.
Mimi na wewe hapa. Hapa.
Hapa kwa hapa, sako kwa bako.
Akina Laura Nere wanasema humundu.
Yes.
Sijui akina Njoki wanasemanga aje? Njoki mnasemanga aje? Amekata kuniambia. Emwe kwa emwe. Ah, very good. Yeah. Wetu tunasema achiel kachiel. You got it right. Sure? All right. Good morning. Welcome to Good Morning Kenya. It's 11th day of November 2025. We are here with you once again. Asante sana for tuning in. It's exactly 6:34. And yes, today is going to be a different one. I have got newspapers to give you a quick rundown. Teachers split over Shah Medical cover. They signed a memorandum yesterday with the teachers union, okay, on this daily standard principles from hell. There's a story there, principles from hell. I'll get you more details later on. And on the Star newspaper, Ruto plots to split opposition, targets Kalonzo and Wamalwa. That is on the front page of the Star newspaper. That and much more will be coming later on with my guest. That is Crispus Wathimba, who is a political analyst, will join me on set. I have Dr. Evelyn Ogendo, who is a political analyst and a commentator. I also have Odoyo Wede, who is a political analyst. And finally, Wafula Mutacho, he is a politician and for the Kenya chair at Trans Nzoia County. So that's a full house, starting at around 7. But thereabout, before then, Marie has got some serious business to handle. Right, Marie?
Yes, some serious business as far as news is concerned.
Yes.
So thank you so much once again for joining us. This is Good Morning Kenya. My name is Marie Yambo, and definitely bringing you up to speed with what is happening in as far as the news is concerned. And we want to start right away with the police recruitment, where the police constable's recruitment exercise suffered another setback on Monday when the Constitutional and Human Rights Review Division of the High Court stopped the National Police Service from conducting it on the rescheduled 17th of November 2025. Judge Bahati Mwamuye issued the orders after a petitioner, that is Eliud Matindi, challenged the constitutionality of the recruitment process to be carried out by the Inspector General of Police and the National Police Service instead of the National Police Service Commission. And as Ruth Wamboi now reports, the new direction by the Constitutional Court puts on hold the Employment and Labor Relations ruling that was issued on the 30th of October this year.
The legal battle over who between the National Police Service Commission and the National Police Service should conduct the planned police recruitment seems far from over. On Monday, a petitioner, Eliud Matindi, argued that under Article 246(3)(a) of the Constitution, it is the Commissioner, not the service, that is mandated to recruit police officers.
I believe the IG NPS does not have the constitutional or statutory authority to carry out that exercise.
The Employment and Labor Relations Court, however, closed the exercise on 2nd October, and on 30th October, Judge Helen Wasilo further barred the Commission from carrying out the recruitment process, thus giving the service and the Inspector General the green light to go ahead with it.
The way that the Constitution and the laws of Kenya work is that courts can only exercise jurisdiction which is given to them either by the Constitution or by law or by an act of parliament.
Subsequently, the Inspector General issued a fresh advertisement to recruit 10,000 police officers at 422 centers countrywide on November 17, 2025. In his petition, Matindi contends that this move was unconstitutional, arguing that the IG has no legal authority to undertake police recruitment without express delegation from the NPSC.
It is my belief that that power is given to the National Police Service Commission.
In issuing the temporary orders against the recruitment, Justice Bahati Mwamuye noted the petition raises substantial constitutional and public interest that must be determined before any recruitment proceeds.
As things stand now, the recruitment exercise that was advertised by the IG of the National Police Service to take place on Monday, the 17th of November 2025, has been stopped until the court directs otherwise.
The matter will be mentioned on 22nd January next year to confirm compliance and for further directions. A state of dilemma continues to cloud the recruitment of the 10,000 police officers, with the latest orders coming from the Constitutional Court. Which way? Is it NPS or NPSC? Ruth Wamboi reporting from Milimani Law Court.
Very important question there posed by Ruth Wamboi. Now, the Teacher Service Commission will join the Social Health Authority, SHA, from December the 1st, 2025. This follows a meeting with the teachers' unions who agreed to transition from the private medical insurance scheme, AON-MINET, whose contract ends on the 30th of November 2025. TSC says it will sensitize members ahead of the migration, which will see 400,000 teachers join SHA.
That we will take into consideration as we finalize the scheme. They have also given us a few take-homes which we are going to discuss further. But what we've agreed is that we are transitioning to SHA.
And the former scheme catered for children, and now we shall have 5, an additional 1. Okay, the turnaround time for operations could not be very definite, but we've been told here it is forward. 4 minutes? 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Yeah.
The number of health facilities have also increased from 800 to 9,600 just at the beginning. So that means that the teachers will have access to more health facilities than before.
We're looking at expanding this list to include level 6 hospitals, level 5 hospitals, level 4 hospitals, level 3A, B hospitals, and level 2 hospitals. In terms of ownership, public, private, FBO. So the offering here for teachers will actually be much improved and expanded, together with also access to chronic conditions. There'll be no pre-qualifying that happens in the private sector. A teacher who has a chronic condition will be able to come in and access SHA.
Still on matters education, where teachers, or Kenya primary school head teachers, are meeting in Mombasa for an annual general meeting amid calls on the government to establish clear pathways for the certification and registration of refugee teachers within Kenyan education system. This year's conference also comes at the height of agitation by junior secondary school teachers for autonomy.
Sheikh Ali Zayed Children's Home in Mombasa is this year playing host to the Kenya Primary School Head Teachers Association annual general meeting and conference. The meeting is providing a platform for the head teachers to articulate their issues and press for better running of the education sector. This year, the head teachers have kicked off the conference by calling for proper integration of refugee teachers into the Kenyan education system.
Many of these teachers still face systemic and administrative barriers that limit their professional recognition, including challenges related to identity, documentation, certification, and registration. It is therefore KECSHA's humble prayer to the Ministry of Education and the Teacher Service Commission and other key policy makers to prioritize the establishment of clear pathways of certifying and registering refugee teachers within Kenya's education system.
The head teachers opined that extending professional recognition to refugee teachers would reaffirm Kenya's commitment to inclusive and equitable education while advancing national goals on refugee integration. The meeting in Mombasa comes even as the government grapples with the demand by junior secondary school teachers for autonomy. Junior secondary schools are currently administered by primary school head teachers who are also pushing for better job grading owing to the added responsibilities. From Mombasa County, I am Ann Boru.
Bishop Emeritus of the Catholic Diocese of Kakamega, Right Reverend Philip Sulumeti, has passed on, aged 88. The long-serving prelate died on Sunday night at a Nairobi hospital. The late Bishop Emeritus was born on August 15, 1937 in Busia County and was ordained a priest for the Diocese of Kisumu on January 6, 1966. On February 28, 1978, he was appointed the first Bishop of Kakamega. President William Ruto led the country in eulogizing the late Bishop Emeritus Sulumeti, saying he was a devoted servant of God, a pillar of faith, and a compassionate shepherd whose life and ministry transformed communities.
Kwa niaba ya kanisa Anglikana Kenya, napenda kutoa rambirambi zetu na za kwangu mwenyewe kwa familia na marafiki na kanisa Katoliki kwa kupoteza askofu mustaafu ama emeritus Philip Sulumeti. Alikuwa changizo kubwa kwa maendeleo ya Kenya na kanisa Kianglikana na kanisa Katoliki. Tumefanya kazi kwa karibu sana.
Baba Askofu Sulumeti ametuacha na yeye amekuwa bishop wetu hapa Kakamega miaka mingi sana. Wakati tunapigania katiba hii mpya, yeye alikuwa kwenye kamati ambayo ilikuwa inaunda hiyo katiba.
Rambirambi zangu nikiwa Mkatoliki kwa jamii ya Wakatoliki kufuatia kifo cha Emeritus Bishop Philip Sulumeti.
Look now at matters security, where Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has emphasized the need for collaboration between the judiciary and security sector to enhance fair delivery of justice. Murkomen disclosed that an effective justice system can only be achieved when all state agencies involved in law enforcement, prosecution and corrections work in harmony. These sentiments were made during the launch of the Administration of Justice in Kenya Annual Report 2024-25 and the Justice Sector Monitoring, Evaluation and Learning Framework, MAL, in Nairobi.
Monitoring, Evaluation and Learning Framework is equally important because it will help us measure something Kenya are deeply care about: the speed of justice in Kenya, the delivery of justice in Kenya. Let us be honest, Kenyans are impatient, and rightly so. When someone reports a crime, they want the action. When a case goes to court, they want it resolved. When someone serves their time in prison, they deserve a genuine chance at the rehabilitation and a new start of life.
We recognized what you did in Jukwaa ya Usalama. We always do it as the judiciary. You remember in January we had the Judiciary Dialogue Day. And at the Court Users Committee, we are always trying to bring everybody together. But what Jukwaa did was to energize the police, the chiefs, and everybody to take the rightful position at the Court Users Committee.
To the counties now, where a multi-agency team led by the Kenya Revenue Authority, KRA, has intercepted a 40-foot container at the port of Mombasa carrying 9.5 million illicit cigarettes disguised as sanitary towels valued at 200 million shillings. This could have cost the country 76 million shillings in lost tax revenue. These and more in our County News Roundup.
The World Radiography Day celebrates a discovery of X-rays and recognizes the vital role radiographers play in modern healthcare. commemorate the event, the Nairobi Women Hospital organized a community walk awareness activities highlighting the importance of emerging inpatient care.
We do apologize for that mix-up in the news stories, but we move on where calls for expansion of access to affordable capital, promotion of e-commerce and drafting conducive policies for micro, small and medium enterprises dominated the ministerial roundtable at the 25th East Africa Community MSME Trade Fair 2025. Leaders at the event also called for the simplification and harmonization of the regulatory frameworks to support a common position to negotiate on business terms. Kamcha Menza tells us more.
At the Uhuru Gardens in Nairobi, a large white tent buzzes with energy. Thousands of entrepreneurs showcasing their innovations at the ongoing 25th EAC MSME 2025 Expo and Trade Fair. This underscoring the critical role the informal sector plays in regional economies, notwithstanding the existing challenges.
From limited market access to inadequate financing to technological barriers to the effect of climate change.
Leaders say unlocking access to finance, markets, promotion of e-commerce, business-friendly regulation and leveraging on technology are key for MSMEs.
The challenge is not lack of liquidity. Rather, the challenge is to ensure the bankability of our SMEs, to ensure that they have access to affordable trade finance.
We can't settle for just having a call to action. We need to have an implementation as the follow-up. We're very good at calls to action. We're very good at paper. What we do after is what is going to be critical.
Informal sector accounts for 90% of new jobs created and 30% of Kenya's GDP.
While governments continue to strengthen policy frameworks for an enabling business environment, we must all, as stakeholders, work collaboratively to create a supportive ecosystem.
The e-citizen platform was cited as an example of how innovation can unlock new opportunities.
To the partners gathered here, how then can we appropriate the data, the behavioral trends that we see in order to forecast for policy and insights and to guide incentives, green incentives, financing incentives.
Well, as leaders deliberate on policies and funding, these entrepreneurs remain the heartbeat of Africa's economy, driving innovation and livelihoods from the ground up. Kamche Menza at Uhuru Gardens, Nairobi.
Thank you, Kamche Menza. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has challenged the youth to take advantage of government initiatives to drive inclusive growth through technology. Mudavadi says the government has expanded national fiber coverage by over 37,000 kilometers in 3 years and rolled out public Wi-Fi that serves about 2 million monthly users. Tilio Marco tells us more.
Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi was at the inaugural Software and Artificial Intelligence Summit at Moi University in Eldoret, where he reiterated Kenya's commitment to becoming Africa's leading hub for software and artificial intelligence innovation.
We are here to position Kenya as Africa's coding champion, a powerhouse where talent, technology, and innovation fuse to drive inclusive growth and redefine digital leadership across the continent.
He announced that Moi University will host a new Center for Artificial Intelligence and the Internet of Things IoT, which will become a hub for cutting-edge research and innovation in partnership with the Ministry of ICT and other agencies.
AI is not a distant dream. It is a present superpower, a tool to enhance humanity and skyrocket productivity. But its true magic lies in our hands, how we harness it to build a future of abundance.
According to Mudavadi, the software market is now worth over $700 billion, while artificial intelligence is expected to generate more than $1.7 trillion in value in the coming years.
What we need is robust infrastructure, forward-thinking policies and bold investments to nurture this talent and scale ideas for global impact.
Globally, software accounts for 15% of GDP, and that is where we want Kenya to get in the soonest time possible.
Mudavadi said government initiatives such as Ajira, Jitume, and the Digital Hubs program have trained more than 600,000 young people in coding, data science, and digital entrepreneurship.
Let me take you back to the countries where a multi-agency team led by the Kenya Revenue Authority, KRA, has intercepted 40-foot container at the port of Mombasa carrying 9.5 million illicit cigarettes disguised as sanitary towels valued at 200 million shillings. This could have cost the country 76 million shillings in lost tax revenue. This and more in our continuous roundup.
The intercepted consignment, packed in 954 boxes, is a breakthrough in the ongoing war against illicit trade and tax evasion. KRA Deputy Commissioner of Customs in charge of border control and enforcement, Chege Masharia, lauded international coordination and timely information sharing that led to the interception of the illicit tobacco.
Such kind of business is posing a lot of significant health and revenue concerns to us as a country. Another key component that I would like to highlight that has been assisting us so much in carrying out our mandate of enforcement and interception is the process of scanning technology. We have scanners all over the point of entry.
Meanwhile, the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers and Kenya Secondary Schools Health Association, KESHA, has joined family and friends in urging the Directorate of Criminal Investigations and Inspector General of Police to expedite investigations into the death of the principal of Munyuki High School in Lugari, Simon Isiaho.
Kama uko na information yoyote na kuhusu kifo cha mwalimu ama nani amehusika katika hii masuala ya hii kitendo ya unyama, muende kwa ofisi ya Lumaganda ya DCI na ya polisi OCBD, mpeane huyo shahidi hapo ili kufanya hii mambo kuwa fast tracked. Huyu mtu mwenye amefanya hii kitendo akamatwe aende ndani.
In Nakuru County, a water service provider has urged the government to lower annual levies for pumping drinking water from boreholes to enhance coverage in areas of acute water shortage. The director of SOA Kenya Academy, James Yagon, says the current regime of annual levies is exorbitant for providers to establish sustainable water projects in areas with a high clean water deficit.
And one of the basic needs is water. If they have water, if they have food, they're able to grow their own food. And that's why I say that the country has developed.
Kitambo tulikuwa tunaenda maji wengine kama Ansai, kama mimi mzee alikuwa anaenda Ndarugu huko Kaptembwa. Lakini kwa saa hii tuko na furaha sana kwa sababu tumeona maji na tunakunywa, bado tunaendelea kukunywa na tutakunywa zaidi.
Finally, the Nyandarua County government has officially commenced construction of the new Olkalau Stadium, a modern sports complex expected to transform the region's sporting landscape. Governor Kiaria Badilisha expresses gratitude to President William Ruto for supporting the project, which will be implemented by China Roads Bridges Corporation CRBC under the supervision of the Kenya Defence Forces KDF.
Within the next 3 to 6 months, God willing, we will have a stadium of 10,000 seating capacity, and therefore it will be a milestone to the people of Nyandarua, the young people who want to venture into athletics. They have a very good stadium for them to practice.
A look at sports now, where Kenya's representatives at this year's Women Basketball League Africa qualifiers Zetech University began their campaign on a disappointing note, falling 75-61 to Les Hippos of Burundi at the Nyayo National Stadium Gymnasium. The Kenyan side put up a spirited fight in the opening quarter, but narrowly lost 15-14 before struggling in the second and third quarters, which ended 2010 and 24-15 in favor of the Burundians. Zitek, however, fought back to win the final quarter 16-24. Though it was not enough to overturn the deficit. Christina Kinyi led the scoring for Zitek with 18 points, while Lawrence Sabine topped the charts for Les Hippos with 19 points. In another fixture, Kenya Ports Authority KPA kicked off the campaign on a high, defeating Fox's Divas from Tanzania 81-57. KPA will face Uganda's Magic Stormers today in the second Group A match, while Zitek University will take on Rwanda's REG Women BBC in their next Group B encounter. The regional qualifiers have brought together 9 teams from Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, and Ethiopia. Well, that story puts a cap on the news this morning. Thank you, as always, for your time and your company. My name is Maria Yambo, and of course, my colleague Victor Lowe will be taking you through the rest of Good Morning Kenya just after this break.